everyone, I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. I hope you're all doing really well today. So something for you today is this, a little question. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you start a sewing project for a little top or dress or skirt and it says it's easy, beginner friendly and can be completed in 1 to 2 hours. 5 hours later you're wondering why you ever started, where the time went, what's wrong with your skills and why are you bothering with this? Well, I have news for you. It is not you, it is not your skills, you're not the problem. Simply, it is a time and details situation. So I'm going to go through this with you in a moment. I'm going to go through a few patterns. Now, I had a little question from one of my viewers, Pauline. Hello, Pauline, if you're watching, asking if I could share a beginner-friendly, easy two-piece top pattern. And I thought I'd go through a few of those with you. So I've collected a few together from my stash and sort of address the issue or the non-issue of what we just talked about. So first up, let's go through a little of what is happening when we start a sewing project and what it actually states on the pattern. Now, sometimes it might just be the case that you've had a look at it, it looks fairly simple, but then on further investigation as you go through the instructions, there are extra things like facing pieces and lots of them. In my previous video, I made the Atelier brunette top. This has got lots and lots of facings. It looks fairly easy, but then if you watch my video, you will see it has got facings throughout the entirety, lots of nice finishes, and it is a more lengthy make than you would first think. So that's number one. The next thing is this is going on someone who can sew really proficiently and has no life interruptions. So we're talking about somebody who knows their way around a pattern, has lots of sewing experience, can sit down with no distractions, no family, no people knocking on the door and the phone ringing, and just work solidly at that project at a proficient level. That's not everybody and that's not real life. And the next thing is just sometimes time just gets away from us. Cotton will snap, we'll have issues with our tension, the thread will jam underneath and we have to mess around dealing with that. We might get to a certain point and then try it on and find we need to tweak it a little. That happens with most patterns, we're not all a standard shape. So there's lots of little details and elements of life and time going on the whole way through it that are out of your control. They are nothing to do with you and it's not because you are a rubbish dressmaker. So let's get that out of the way. So let's talk about what it's not. It's not because you're bad at choosing or following instructions or because your body's the wrong shape or because you can't sew properly. It's none of those things. It is simply we need to look at a pattern sometimes and then decide, have we got time for it in our life? So if you've got a large expanse of time and you want to mess around and deal with all fiddly details and things, and I say mess around, I enjoy the details sometimes, other times I want something quick. But we need to decide what realistic time we've got for our sewing projects. We also need to think, whatever it says in any write-up or what somebody else has put or what's on the instructions about, I don't know, 2-hour easy projects or whatever, add on realistic family life into that time span. And decide that that is just a guideline and it's based on unrealistic expectations. So add on time to it and decide if it's still something you want to make. Then we need to have a look at it and see if we can simplify it in any way. So wherever there's lots of facings, can we decide to just choose a straightforward hem on the bottom, hem on the sleeves, no fold-ups, no extra tabs, no extra facings at the bottom or vents. Sometimes vents are required to get it over our hips, but in that case you could make it shorter or boxier. The other thing we can add in is binding. You can use bias tape around necklines quite often, and the hem and the sleeves if you wish. And we can use this instead of adding in all those extra facings that need to be cut out and interfaced. So look at things like that. It is also the case that quite often, if it's got a wide neck, a boat neck or a large scoop, some patterns have 2 pieces at the back and these are usually not particularly shaped. You do get the occasional one that shapes in at the back or maybe shapes out a little, do check, but most of these patterns are just to add in a vent at the top back neck. And if you've got a deep neck or a wide neck, you'll be able to get it over your head and you won't need 2 pieces. So quite often a top with 2 pieces at the back and that extra fiddly seam and that extra vent that we need to deal with, this can usually be taken out completely and just cut as one piece, but you do need to get rid of that seam allowance that would be in the middle. So just something else to think about. So the solution is add on extra time, decide if you're still interested in making that top and investing that time, simplify all the details or eradicate them completely if you can, and then set aside the time to make it. Now, I would also suggest having a look online and see what other people have said about the pattern, and go through quite a few reviews and not ones that are sponsored, just to check out what other people are saying, how easy it actually is, and if they really like the finished garment. Now, with all that said, I'm going to go through a few for you, which I've tried and tested and which I think are really easy and do fulfill that sort of 2-piece quota. But there are a couple of extra bits that you will always need to do if you want a nice finish, but I'm going to talk about that now. So first of all, the easiest, I think, and this one is for jersey. So don't worry about working with jersey. The only things you need to remember is to use a zigzag stitch if you don't have a stretch stitch, use a jersey or ballpoint needle, and you're good to go, and test it on a little piece of scrap before you begin. That's all you really need to be worrying about. And a lot of people get worried about knitting with jersey, and it just simply is the needle and the stitch. So as long as you test it first of all, your stitch length on a narrow zigzag stitch, because that's just basically the easiest. Try a ballpoint or jersey needle, try it on your test scrap, and then you'll find, I don't know, whatever way you're worrying about, because it's not hard to do. So this one, look, if we leave off the pocket and we don't do anything fancy on the end of the grown on sleeve, we've got these 2 easy pieces for this simple t-shirt. So it's by Newlook and it's 6216. A really easy make. I've made it before. I like this kind of t-shirt. If you want to just make a few that are quick in solid colours, you can do it in patterns of course, but if you do a few of those for summer or for layering up in winter, this is a brilliant one. Now, this does have a neck binding that you'll make out of fabric, but the way around that, if you're a complete beginner, is to just use store-bought bias tape. Now, you can buy bias tape that is specifically for jersey and knit fabrics. So if you get that one, it's going to work much better. And always make that binding around that neck when you measure it out and pin it on. Just make it a touch smaller, and that will make sure that it doesn't bag at all around the neck. And then turn it to the inside and top stitch it, and I think you get a neater finish that way than trying to do it so that it's to the outside, especially if you're just beginning and starting out. So in terms of speed, I think this is a really easy, quick one. So once you've changed up your needle and you've tested your stitch, you'll have that made in no time at all. So I hope that helps you, Polly, and I hope you like that one. So that one's great. Now another one that I've made loads of times, and I have made it to the pattern with all the facings, but you can get rid of the facings and you can make it much easier. So it's this one. It's Newlook 6483, and it does have very much, if you make, which one is the one that I was going to show you? Oh, this one right here with this neckline, view C, looks very much like the Atelier Le Top that I made in the previous video, but without all those details. So it's got that same sort of neck and sort of scooped in shoulder detail just there, and it's got darts, bust darts, but it hasn't got all the facings and the fancy seam finishes. So if you want that kind of look, but you want an easy top, you could go for this one. Now, what I was going to say about the back is the back is in 2 pieces, so that would make it a 3-piece top. But if you're using one of the wider neck versions, or so this one or this one, you could cut the back as 1 piece, not 2 pieces, but you do need to get rid of that seam allowance that's up the side of both of them. So just remove that and cut it as 1 piece like you would the front, and then use bias tape around the armholes and the neckline, and that makes it really easy. So that's another one. So that's Newlook 6483. Now the next top is a free pattern, and this is available from Fabric Store, and this is the Augustina boxy top. So I have made this one before. So you print off the free pattern, you just sign up to their newsletter and then you can download it for free. And then what I would suggest with this one is trying it on and then maybe tacking it first and making it a little bit smaller. It is very boxy and oversized. Maybe you like that, or maybe you like it a little bit more fitted, but I did make mine smaller. I'm going to insert an image on the screen of me wearing it, but yeah, I did take mine in quite a bit. But it's really easy. Again, you have the front and back pieces. It's nice and boxy. If you want it shorter, you can make it shorter. Longer, just add to the length, and you can decide whether or not you want a band on it, so you don't have to have a band on it. So you can make it easier by just turning it up at the sleeve and not creating that band effect. So that makes it so much more simple. So this is for regular woven fabric, so not for jerseys, and yeah, just really easy. So if you'd like to see how I made that, I did do a sew along for this one, and I'm going to link that in. So when you get to the end of the video, I will pop it up there as the video that comes up at the end, and I'll also link it in the description. And that particular pattern is available in 0 to 2 and then up to 28 to 30 size range, so it's a really good size range as well. Now this next one is not technically 2 pieces, it's 3, but it is just so easy I had to add it in. I made it for a work project last week, and it is just the easiest top ever. So you've basically got these 2 rectangles, and they overlap to create this vent at the side. I'm going to take it out of the packet because we've got glare going on. So as you can see there, look, we've just got this overlap, and that is just literally 2 rectangles. You finish them all the way around, so you can do that with just a double fold. Just press it and then stitch it all the way around both rectangles, then place them on top of each other, and yeah, we just overlap them, and we only stitch them here at this point. And then we mark on the points where our straps go, and you can either have them like this or you can have them with ties. I did the one with ties, and I think that's better because you can adjust it each time you wear it, because you might want it higher or you might want it lower depending what you're wearing it with or what bra you're wearing. So I think that's quite handy. And you can also make the ties in a thicker width or a more narrow width. But yeah, it's the most basic top. So I know we said 2-piece tops, but the straps don't really count, do they? It's just 2 long rectangles that you pull through and top stitch, or you can just leave them just pressed. So yeah, really quick, really easy, but also really effective. So that's the Nica woven top by Stylark. And then again, we've got another top by Stylark for pattern number 5, and that is the Joan woven top. So again, it's showing our 3 pieces just there, because we've got a join in the centre. Just take out the seam allowance, just fold it in half your fabric and just cut it on the fold as 1 piece, because there is no reason to be doing a centre seam if you don't want to. And I know it's got a V-neck, but all we need to do is take our bias tape, lay it out, 2 pieces right sides facing, and then just stitch up the centre of them and have a join just here in the centre when you do the bias tape. So rather than any facings, you do a bias tape V, and then the sleeves, again, just hem them. Don't bother with the band. If you want to keep it really, really simple, just overlock them, turn them up, give them a press and hem them. And the way to always make sure, if you're just doing a turn up on a sleeve or a hem and you don't want it to be too tight, is to just let it kick out a little bit. So if you're doing a grown on sleeve and the sleeve comes to here, just kick it out a little as you cut it like that, so that it like tilts outward, just to give you a little bit, so that when it folds under, you don't get any sort of pressure on pulling when you're stitching it and hemming it. Another way to make sure it doesn't do that is just to open up a little bit of the stitches on the top here. When it's a grown on one, of course, we have a seam going down here. Just undo a few stitches and turn it to the inside. Of course, these are all tips just for complete beginners. If you're more advanced, we do other things, of course, but if you're just starting out, I think the main thing is you want to make a few things, get a few garments under your belt and be encouraged. If you're constantly trying things and then being disappointed, it just makes you more sort of disillusioned with the whole thing and you just don't want to do it anymore. So just be considerate of that if you're adding in comments saying, oh, don't ever do this or don't do it like that and everything should be done a certain way, because I think when you first start sewing, you want some quick successes. And you want some quick successes that look nice and that you can wear and that don't take long. So I think it's always good to remember that we all started out as beginners, and it's good to sometimes cut corners if it means we're going to have a happy sewing experience and a smile on our face when we finish. Oh, and I always forget, what I'm wearing today is McCalls pattern number 7950, and it's a sundress. And it has pockets. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that's helped a few of you that want a few quick tops to make, and just to give you some encouragement and to spur you on to do something else in future. Please let me know if you enjoyed this in the comments. Please give it a like, a subscribe and hype. Thank you to everybody who's done that so far, and also thank you so much to everybody who watches. I've just noticed it's hit 5,000 subscribers, so I'm really pleased about that. Thank you everybody. Bye for now, and I'll be back soon.